Hello, Rams fans! Things are heating up behind the scenes with the Los Angeles Rams, and man, we need to talk about something very important today. A lot has been said about Matthew Stafford's contract extension and the game starting in August. But there's another topic involving one of the rookie players that's generating a lot of opinions around the NFL. This video will get straight to the point, and I'm already going to tell you all the details about it. But before that, make sure you already hit the like button, but only do that if you've been a Rams fan for more than 20 years. It's really great to see fans of all ages here. If possible, write, "Go Rams, we'll come back stronger this year." That's something I truly believe. Despite everything, I still believe, and many fans are with me on this. Now, let's get straight to what's really happening here, because this story has people talking. According to the information circulating about the Rams, rookie C.J. Daniels, selected in the 6th round of the draft, is already being considered as a possible option for the 3rd wide receiver position. That's a major development considering how crowded and competitive this receivers group has become. The conversation is now centered around Jordan Whittington because many expected him to naturally take the next step into a bigger role after showing flashes of talent early in his Rams career. But now, suddenly, Daniels is entering the picture and creating real pressure. One of the main reasons this competition feels so important is because the Rams receivers group no longer includes some of the veterans who previously held important roles. Cooper Kupp is gone. Demarcus Robinson is gone. Tutu Atwell is gone. That changes everything about the opportunities available within this offense. For younger players like Jordan Whittington, this was supposed to be the moment to step up and prove they could become reliable contributors. Instead, the emergence of C.J. Daniels is completely reshaping the discussion, and when you really start analyzing Daniels as a prospect, you can understand why there's growing excitement. He enters the NFL with 6 years of college experience, which immediately gives him a different level of maturity compared to many rookies entering the league. He already understands offensive systems at a high level and played in important games throughout his college career. One performance that continues to draw attention was his game against then-ranked Florida State, where he recorded 5 receptions for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. That kind of production against strong competition matters. Daniels also brings intriguing physical traits. At 6'2" and 205 pounds, he has the size profile coaches love for versatility within an offense. Reports describe him as a player with reliable hands and someone capable of contributing in multiple areas of the field. In 2023 at Liberty, he had a 1,000-yard season, showing he can handle significant offensive responsibility when given opportunities. Later, during the 2025 season at Miami, he finished with 50 receptions, 557 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Those touchdown numbers especially stand out because the Rams seem very interested in finding more reliability in the red zone from their receivers group. And honestly, that may be where Daniel starts separating himself from the competition. The discussion around Jordan Whittington right now is becoming increasingly complicated. There's no denying that expectations were higher for him entering last season. Many believed he could establish himself firmly as the Rams' 3rd receiver option. Instead, his production declined. After recording 293 receiving yards on 28 targets during his rookie season, he followed that with only 171 receiving yards on 25 targets the following year. Even more concerning, he still has not recorded his first career touchdown. As the season progressed, his role became smaller and smaller. In the final 10 games, Whittington had just 6 receptions for 50 yards. During the postseason, he was targeted only twice. Those numbers are impossible to ignore when evaluating whether a player is truly progressing toward a larger offensive role. And this is where the pressure intensifies for him entering training camp, because now Daniels arrives as a rookie who already appears capable of competing immediately. The Rams drafted him for a reason. There's a growing feeling that the organization views him as a stable, dependable player who can contribute sooner rather than later. Even if Daniels never becomes a superstar-level receiver, there's strong belief that he could develop into a very productive complementary option within the offense. Some projections around the team suggest he could realistically become the type of receiver who consistently gives you around 500 yards, 5 to 8 touchdowns, and dependable weekly production. That type of player has enormous value. One thing that continues coming up in discussions about Daniels is his route running ability and overall offensive flexibility. While he may not be viewed as a pure field-stretching deep threat, there's belief he can fit naturally alongside Puka Nacua because of his skill set. Daniels appears capable of handling multiple route concepts while also offering strong red zone value, something the Rams clearly prioritize. The red zone conversation here is extremely important. Last season, there were moments when the offense lacked a consistent target capable of finishing drives through the air. Daniels already showed in college that he can become a trusted option near the goal line. At Miami, he was frequently used in scoring situations and consistently found ways to get open in tight spaces. Those traits immediately translate into why coaches may trust him early. Meanwhile, Winnington still offers value in other areas, especially on special teams. Reports indicate the Rams appreciate his contributions there because the team has dealt with special teams inconsistencies in recent seasons. He's also viewed as a decent blocker, which matters tremendously in Sean McVay's offense. Young players often struggle to earn consistent snaps if they cannot contribute effectively as blockers, especially in the run game. But even with those strengths, the concern remains whether Winnington has enough upside offensively to secure that WR3 role long-term. Another interesting detail here is how much this battle could depend on chemistry with Puka Nacua. Internally, that appears to be one of the biggest evaluation points. The Rams are trying to determine which receiver best complements Puka moving forward. That means every route, every practice rep, every situational play during camp could carry massive importance. There's also growing belief that the offensive staff wants to lean more heavily on the run game at certain points next season. If that happens, receivers who can block effectively while also contributing as reliable short and intermediate targets become even more valuable. Daniels appears to check many of those boxes already. And Rams fans, one of the most fascinating parts about this entire situation is how quickly opinions are changing. Earlier in the offseason, many people probably assumed this position battle already had a predictable outcome. Now, it feels completely open. Daniels has entered the conversation aggressively, and the closer we get to training camp, the more attention this storyline is going to receive. The Rams clearly see potential here. They invested a draft pick in Daniels because they believed he could help this offense. Now the question becomes just how quickly he can prove himself against NFL competition. If early reports are accurate, he may already be ahead of schedule. And honestly, training camp could end up deciding much more than simply who becomes WR3. This competition may reveal how the Rams envision the future structure of their offense moving forward. If Daniels continues ascending, it could dramatically reshape expectations inside the receiver room before week 1 even arrives. So now I want to hear from all of you Rams fans. Do you believe CJ Daniels should become the Rams' next WR3, or do you still trust Jordan Winnington to bounce back and secure that role? And this is exactly why the Rams deserve so much credit right now. Because while other organizations panic and force young quarterbacks onto the field before they're fully prepared, Los Angeles is doing the complete opposite with Ty Simpson. They are creating stability. They are creating patience. And most importantly, they are creating an environment where development can actually happen naturally instead of under immediate pressure. That Matthew Stafford extension was not just about rewarding a veteran quarterback. It was about protecting the future of the franchise. The Rams understand that forcing a rookie quarterback into action too early can completely damage confidence and slow down development. Instead, Ty Simpson now gets the opportunity to learn behind one of the most experienced quarterbacks in the entire NFL while continuing to absorb Sean McVay's system at a professional level every single day. And honestly, when you look around the league, very few teams still operate this way anymore. Everybody wants instant results. Everybody wants the next superstar immediately. But the Rams are showing patience and long-term thinking. That's what smart organizations do. What makes this even more interesting is that the Rams are still clearly operating with urgency to compete right now. Extending Stafford proves they still believe they can contend immediately while simultaneously preparing for the future with Simpson. That balance is incredibly difficult to achieve in today's NFL, yet the Rams may have found the perfect formula. And the reality is simple. If Ty Simpson eventually becomes the quarterback Rams fans hope he can be, this patient approach may become one of the smartest decisions this franchise has made in years. Instead of throwing him into chaos, they're allowing him to grow step by step behind a proven veteran leader. At the same time, the Rams maintain flexibility. If Stafford continues playing at a high level, they remain competitive. If Ty Simpson develops faster than expected, they still have options moving forward. It's a win-win situation that very few franchises manage correctly. That's why this move should not be viewed as hesitation or uncertainty. It should be viewed as confidence. Confidence in Stafford, confidence in McVay's system, and confidence that Ty Simpson's development does not need to be rushed to succeed. And when you talk about why the Rams continue putting themselves in position to compete at the highest level, you also have to talk about Sean McVay's relentless commitment to getting this team back to the Super Bowl. Because everything the organization is doing right now reflects a head coach who is still fully obsessed with winning at the biggest stage possible. You can see it in the way the roster is being managed. You can see it in the way the quarterback situation is being handled. And you can especially see it in the type of players the Rams continue targeting. McVay clearly wants players who understand their roles, players who can adapt quickly, and players capable of contributing inside a system that demands discipline and intelligence every single week. That's part of why the Rams value stability so much right now. Sean McVay understands how difficult it is to reach a Super Bowl and even harder to sustain success over multiple seasons. That's why the organization refuses to operate emotionally or impulsively. Every move feels calculated. Every decision feels connected to the larger goal of building a team capable of surviving an entire NFL season and still being dangerous in January. And honestly, one of the biggest signs of McVay's determination is the fact that the Rams are balancing both present and future at the same time. Many teams choose one direction. Either they go all in for the present or completely rebuild for the future. The Rams are trying to do both simultaneously. Keeping Matthew Stafford while developing Ty Simpson shows that McVay wants immediate competitiveness without sacrificing long-term stability. That takes confidence. But more importantly, it takes vision. McVay also knows that offensive consistency will be critical if the Rams truly want to compete for a championship again. That's why these receiver competitions matter so much. That's why player development matters so much. Every detail inside this offense matters because McVay is trying to build a unit capable of executing under pressure when the games become biggest. And Rams fans should pay attention to the urgency behind all of this. Nothing about the Rams' current approach feels casual. The organization is moving like a team that genuinely believes another Super Bowl opportunity is possible if the right pieces continue developing the right way. Sean McVay is pushing for that standard again, and you can feel it in every major decision being made right now.